What is going on, Ivy? We back at it again with some more Solid Saiyan type beat. You know, y'all want me to check it out. You know, what if Saiyan's tails grew back? The reboot. You feel me? Damn. And I'm looking at it. I was looking at it too. I was like, damn. The other video, the last one was like that shit was 4 years ago. I'm like, damn. I'm late. Like I am late. Like oh my god. Like kept their tails like 4 years ago. Holy. Oof. Ooh, I still gotta do I remember what if Goku has Frieza's potential, which is crazy. And then I think the other one was what if Goku was reborn, right? I think that's the one. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Maybe. We're gonna watch two of these today. So I think one is 12 and one is 13 minutes, so I'm just gonna combine them. Maybe. But yeah, hit the video up with a like, man. Comment down below, subscribe to Solid Saiyan. Get brought to 500K. You feel me? But yeah, without further ado, let's dive on in. Let's see what this reboot talking about.
Welcome back to a brand new video. Well, I guess a remake. This is a scenario that I've covered before, and it's pretty fitting because it just passed its 4th anniversary. Get it? Super Saiyan 4? Never mind, sorry. But as the title implies,
and I think this video was like a year ago.
More importantly, the fact that they grow back. Instead of permanently disappearing, what if the Saiyan did keep their tails? With that out of the way, let's begin. So, as we know, Saiyan tails will stop regrowing after a certain point. They do regrow, but once you're at a certain power, it seems they just completely disappear. This also applies to kids too, because like we saw with Goten and Trunks,
I want my tail.
whether it's due to the power explanation or the genetic explanation, either way there was a potential for them to be born without Saiyan tails, and of course that happened. So these are the only two things we'll change.
I want my tail.
Every Saiyan's tail will grow back regardless of when it's taken off, and every person with any Saiyan blood in them will be born with a tail. That might sound like a small cosmetic change, but having tails relevant throughout the entire story will actually change a lot. Our story begins after King Piccolo's defeat because this is the first case of Goku not growing his tail back. Naturally, Kami tries to take off Goku's tail because it's too much of a risk, but it ends up growing back. And he tries to remove it again, and the same thing happens. Each time he does it, Goku's tail grows stronger and more resilient.
Hell
Before,
Hydra.
Goku's tail was a weak point, but now the tail's grown tougher, and grabbing that's not going to incapacitate him. And Kami comes to see that it's pretty clear Goku's tail is going to keep growing back. This isn't going to work. The only thing he could do is actually use Shenron to make sure the tail's gone permanently, but it's not really worth it. Goku wonders why Kami keeps cutting.
I wish a nigga would summon Shenron to do that. I wish a nigga would do that. I'ma crash out, bro. How you gonna take my tail from me? It's my shit, part of my biology, my DNA. Stop hating, green man.
Off the tail in the first place.
Bald
and
nigga.
Goku further learns about what happens when he actually loses control, which also means earlier on, he learns about the fact
No, but I
that
get
he
it.
was the one
You know,
responsible
great
for
ape
killing
shit.
Grandpa Gohan. And it really puts things into perspective for him. He sees why this is a big issue. But what if he can control that power? And Kami says that might actually be the only way to do this going forward besides having Shenron permanently remove the tail, which Goku doesn't really want either. The issue is they'll have to wait for a full moon for this, and that only occurs about once a month. At least by real Earth standards. But we'll use that. Once a month, Goku trains as a great ape. At first it doesn't really do anything, and despite him being much stronger than Kami as a great ape, he's completely off guard and uncontrolled, so Kami's able to cut his tail off. Dealing with the great ape isn't too daunting, especially when Kami could just teleport around him. Being a guardian does have his perks. He could teleport anywhere on Earth after all. So the first few months they do this, Goku can't really control the form, and Kami simply has to cut his tail off, with it regrowing back a few days later. But soon enough, Goku ends up actually controlling the form a little bit, and at one point he's actually coherent as a great ape. But even stranger is that he could feel that power surging through him without a full moon. And this isn't the first time either. Against King Piccolo, he felt that in his final attack. It might be a coincidence, or it might be related. He's not entirely sure yet. This was a minimal part of his training because obviously he can't really use this form whenever he wants. It's only when there's a full moon out.
Oh yeah, my boy Demon King Piccolo coming in Sparking Zero. Oh my god, I cannot wait to play with that nigga. I used to like playing with him in Tenkaichi 3, man. Oh my god, bro. And Master Gohan. I mean, yeah, Master Gohan. Grandpa Gohan, not Master Gohan. What the fuck? I mean, technically, yeah, but still. Yeah. Oh yeah, hurry up.
It's a shame. Goku would love to use this power more, especially now with it under control, but at least that means his tail isn't a risk anymore. And of course he's trained it as an extra limb. He can use it basically as an extra arm, which is great in combat. Especially because the 23rd World Tournament eventually rolls around. And nothing's really going to change here. Goku having a tail doesn't really affect much at first. I think the only difference here is that Goku would be marginally stronger, but not by a lot. In terms of power levels, probably just a double-digit increase. Of course, at some point, Piccolo goes giant. It would be really great for Goku if he could transform right now. But again, he can't just do it whenever he wants because
that would be a crazy fight. Crazy fight, bro.
If he had a technique where he could create a full moon whenever he wanted, but there's no way that's possible. Goku's beaten down by Piccolo,
Wink,
but his determination fuels him. He keeps on going in the fight, and at one point it seems like he might have won, but then Piccolo hits him with an attack, gravely injuring him. But
Yes.
still, he has that determination to win, and he finishes off the fight just like he did normally, flying into Piccolo. But at the very last second,
Goku,
he
use
gets a
headbutt.
surge of power again, and it's enough to make Piccolo freeze with terror too. It brings him back to his previous incarnation as King Piccolo. He experienced that same power before. Goku's strength dramatically increases, and thankfully this doesn't kill Piccolo. Goku recognized it at the last moment, and he doesn't want to kill Piccolo anyways. So he's able to pull the attack at the very last second, which is enough to defeat Piccolo and knock him out, but not kill him. And as expected, Goku is now the victor of the 23rd World Tournament.
Hey,
And
give me
all of
my
Goku's
money.
allies are amazed, especially Kami and Roshi. They
Speaking of money, hold the hell up. I'm just peeping game. I'm just peeping game. It's been a while since I watched Dragon Ball, right? The original series. You know what I'm saying? When all these tournaments was going on, bro, because Tien won too. He won one. Did these niggas win Zenny? And if so, how much? Because how the fuck Goku broke? If Goku won like 100 million Zenny, Goku good for life. Goku not gonna spend his money on bullshit. Goku gonna live in that same house he live in. Just rich as hell though. You feel me? So did it not start giving out Zenny as prize money until Z? Cause what the hell, bro? Cause how the hell Tien broke? Tien won a tournament. Goku won one. I believe Master Roshi won one too. This shit rigged, bro.
felt that power surging within Goku too. And Krillin says he's never seen Goku do anything like that. Kami asks Goku what happened, and he doesn't really know. It's not like he blanked out there. But it was
In the way them boys broke, bruh.
Grade 8, but obviously he didn't. It's like he could feel the power of that coursing through his veins, the ferocity of it flowing through him. And Kami has a theory as to what might be happening. He might be learning to use that power without transforming, especially because he's done something similar before. All of those times his tail has been removed, his body would have wanted to transform but couldn't, especially because whenever it was removed, that was in the light of the full moon. It was the only way to stop Goku, so once he woke up, he'd still be under the full moon and looking up at it. And he'd always have weird reactions because he'd want to transform, but without the tail he couldn't. And Kami thinks this is his body's way of compensating for it. Maybe he's learning to use the power of that giant ape form in his base. Maybe no longer needing the full moon, nor the need to actually turn giant. And if that's the
Which
case,
will come
well,
clutch.
that could lead to some pretty surprising outcomes in terms of Goku's training. Although for the foreseeable future, Goku's not really going to be training too intensely because
That's a 10 times
he did still
multiplier.
propose to Chi-Chi, and he marries her right after the tournament.
Tai
We enter the
Chi?
5-year time skip. Now, even though Goku's not really
But how
training
you
too
broke,
intensely,
though?
there is a change over this time skip. Gohan is born with a tail, obviously. This doesn't change from canon. That happened. The thing is, Goku has way more info about his tail, and more importantly, the power that comes with it. And hindsight is 20/20, so maybe it's best to actually train Gohan like he was trained. He's not too concerned about Gohan transforming because that'll only happen under the full moon. But still, he is wary of it given his own training and his own knowledge. And he also doesn't want history to repeat itself.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if he gets killed by Gohan turning into a Great Ape accidentally. That would
Bruh.
be bad. Especially
Yeah.
given his namesake, it would be very ironic. So he brings this up to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi doesn't want Goku training Gohan too much right away, but he's able to convince her, especially because she figures
Come
out
on,
he can go
wifey.
a rampage at any moment as long as there's a full moon. And Goku also explains the story behind it and the fact that he accidentally killed Grandpa Gohan. And with him sharing this, as well as the threat of Gohan actually going Great Ape, Chi-Chi would probably actually be up for it. She would have to recognize this as a big issue, and the only way to solve it is if Goku actually trains Gohan, because they can't remove his tail permanently. So
Yeah.
she agrees to it, and Goku starts training Gohan earlier.
W
Not really
wife.
intense training, but enough training so he actually gets the basics of martial arts down. It's not like he can train him to master the power right away, he's going to actually need to learn way more first. At least this is a start. So we get to the end of the 5-year time skip. Goku is very marginally stronger once again, so not enough to make a difference, but enough where I guess it's worth mentioning. And Gohan can actually kind of control his power. Plus,
Okay.
Goku might actually know about Gohan's rage boost by now. I would assume he's seen it at least once in combat. Maybe he
At
thought
least.
nothing of it, or maybe he realized that Gohan has really weird fluctuations in power, especially when he's mad. Raditz arrives and this all starts pretty normal. He meets Piccolo and gets
Brother. Alright, Raditz. I don't know, man. Damn, but hold on, wait, hold on. I'm tripping. You got his tail too. But has he been cutting his shit off like Goku though? You know what I mean? So
goes to Kame House. The only difference here is that once he actually meets Goku, he sees that his tail looks different than a normal Saiyan tail. As in it's all scarred up, like someone cut it off a bunch of times. That's weird. Either Kakarot's been in a lot of combat, or he's purposely been cutting off his tail. And he asks about that too. What's with that? Well, Goku
none of your damn
explains.
business.
He's assuming Raditz has the same thing as him because, of course, he has a tail too, and he's just now learning he's an alien. He wasn't sure how else to control his power, so they tried removing his tail, and of course that didn't work. And Raditz calls him an idiot for even trying. First of all, that's an insult to his Saiyan heritage, but second of all, that won't work. Saiyans and their tails are very resilient, and those tails will grow back. So Goku at least learns that info now, but nothing else is really changing here. Raditz still kidnaps Gohan, and Goku and Piccolo chase him down. Here's where we start to see more changes. Goku starts feeling a rage within him. And as he and Piccolo are flying towards Raditz, Goku notices that he's even sinking into the Nimbus cloud, like he can't fully ride on it. And he can feel his power increasing too, which is weird. It's like there's
Calm down,
power
Jamal.
stemming from this rage. He's getting a very similar sensation to what he felt against Piccolo both times. And Piccolo could definitely notice it too. He asks Goku what that is because it seems like he didn't have control over it before, and Goku's still not entirely sure himself. Piccolo says whatever it is, he should try and harness it against Raditz because that'll really help him. And it gets Piccolo to realize that maybe he's not exactly ready to kill Goku yet. If he really has that power locked away, well, Piccolo's not sure how he'll win that. As the two get closer, Raditz checks his scouter, and he can see that Kakarot's power level is rising. It's fluctuating a lot, like sometimes it'll go up, and then sometimes it'll go back to normal. But he's not too concerned because Kakarot's a weakling in comparison to him. Although what he doesn't realize is that Goku's accidentally tapping into the power of Great Ape still. And at one point his power level rises above 1400, which of course isn't the full extent of it, but it does kind of worry Raditz because that's getting really close to his. His scouter must be acting up because there's no way Kakarot's actually that strong. And he's right, Goku isn't that strong. He actually can grow much stronger than that. Goku and Piccolo arrive, and their fight with Raditz begins. Raditz has a very clear advantage at first, even with it being a 2v1. But pretty quickly, Gohan is able to break out of the space pod, and Raditz sees his power jump significantly.
Oh dear.
It shoots up past 2000 for a moment.
Oh
Gohan
dear.
then rushes towards Raditz.
Gohan, use headbutt!
Him, which actually hurts him pretty bad. And then following up with a combo of attacks. Piccolo watches on pretty amazed because Goku's already started training that kid. And yeah, Goku says he has been training him, but he's never seen Gohan fight like that. Especially because he seems really mad right now. And this gives Goku and Piccolo some time to recuperate.
Rage
but of
boost.
course, Goku does try and go in and help Gohan. Although the power is fleeting, and Raditz is able to swat Gohan away, knocking him out.
Damn.
Right now, Goku and Piccolo are in better condition because Gohan intervening happened earlier on. And seeing Gohan hurt like that enrages Goku to no end. And that same power flares up once more. And now that Goku's feeling it,
Nigga, you hit my son?
This is his chance to finally use it and finally learn it, and win this battle while he's at it. He tries to focus, trying to draw out more of that power. And Piccolo can clearly see, it is that same exact strength as before. And Goku does have a significant power up. Raditz can see on his scouter. His powers increase tenfold, as if he's turned into a great ape. Goku's eyes turn into a different color.
That's it.
And his hair stands up. It's
That's
still
it.
black, but it's just standing up now.
That's
he gets
it.
a fierce aura around him.
About to pack
For the
that
first
nigga up.
time, Goku is
Sorry,
fully
Nichan.
realizing the power of great ape in
Oh,
his human weight form.
Nichan.
This is wrathful Goku.
I'm about to
He
pack
completely
your ass
overpowers
up.
Raditz, and with ease, he wins the fight, badly injuring Raditz in the process. Thankfully, Raditz isn't dead yet, and he still has a little power left. He's desperate, and he lies to Goku to be spared. Of course, Piccolo's not buying it, but Goku listens momentarily, just like he did in the main story. But this is just so Raditz could buy some time for himself to focus. He finds it hard to pull this off, but he tries. He has no other option. Out of nowhere, Raditz uses the last of his power to jump into the sky, and then a ball of energy forms in his hands. He throws it right up in the air.
Oh my
It's an
god.
artificial moon. Piccolo and Goku have no idea why he's throwing a random ki blast up into the air.
Oh
When
dear.
Goku sees it, he feels the same sensation he does when he transforms into a great ape. But since he's already unlocked it in its humanoid form, he doesn't actually transform here. But Raditz, of course, transforms. Although, this also means Gohan transforms too, because he looks up trying to see what's happening.
Oh
Immediately
dear.
after regaining consciousness.
I am mad they took this away in Sparking Zero. Actually, I prefer the hair in this. I don't like the hair in Take Out 3. You know what I'm saying? This looks cooler. This looks cool. Put this in Sparking Zero, bro. Why they took that away from us, bro? Raditz, Nappa, Bardock, Kid Goku, I mean. I don't can't Kid Goku go great if it's Sparking Zero? He probably can't. I gotta go look. I gotta go see. I forgot. I can't remember. Faja, Turles. If you was a Saiyan, you gotta tell nigga you going grade 8 and took out your 3, bro. I missed that. King Vegeta. They took that away from us, bro. Put that back in the game. I need that. I know niggas don't like giants, but me, I don't give a fuck. I like giants too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's more content. Oh my god, bro. This looks cool though. W art.
And Raditz is elated. He pulled it off. This is his victory. But another great ape emerges. It's Gohan. His
Hey.
power is also rising due to his rage. Plus, Goku, of course, is using the same power, and it's not enough to contend with Raditz because now, Raditz does individually have the upper hand. Although, the fight is more even because Raditz is pretty badly injured, and he had to utilize some of his power to create the Power Ball. Meanwhile, Goku's a bit injured, but his power mostly remains the same. He simply used this power in this humanoid form. And Gohan is
How you
completely
about to deal with
unpredictable,
this?
but now has the same boost. Piccolo says he has an idea. They just need to hold off Raditz for a bit. Raditz gets a little too ahead of himself and starts to play with his food because he is stronger than both Goku and Gohan individually, and Gohan is completely uncontrolled. Plus, Goku is smaller, which Raditz views as an advantage. Although just because he's smaller doesn't mean he doesn't have a lot of power and speed.
Facts.
Especially with Raditz losing a lot of his own over this fight. Raditz tries to step on Goku, but then feels a sharp pain in his tail. Looking over to see the culprit.
Man, cut
It's
that shit off.
It's a good thing he left his tail wide open, because Piccolo was able to use his new attack, the Makanko Sapo, cutting through Raditz's tail and slicing it off. And Raditz de-transforms, but of course Gohan and Goku don't. Although Gohan is still rampaging and
you're
focused
cooked,
on Raditz,
buddy.
running over to him, jumping up in the air, and then slamming his fist down on Raditz.
Oh, sweet baby
his tail is
Jesus.
then cut off by Goku in an effort to make him de-transform because he knows Gohan's probably lost control. So Gohan returns back to normal, and Goku is still powered up. And there's a giant crater where Gohan's fist landed, with Raditz right in the middle of it.
Eesh, that's
Barely
it.
alive.
Pack
The
that
artificial
nigga up.
moon also starts shrinking. Not that it matters because Raditz doesn't have his tail. And
So what we doing? What we doing,
Piccolo
bro?
and Goku walk up to him.
Are we packing them up? What we doing, bro? Talk to
And
me.
Raditz proclaims that the other Saiyans will be here to avenge him in a year. They might have won here, but they're definitely not going to win against the others, even with whatever form Kakarot's using. It seems very similar to the power of Great Ape. It might actually be the same exact thing. Raditz doesn't know for sure, but as he dies, he leaves his brother with a compliment.
Oh, he's still dying.
Well done.
Never
Maybe he
mind.
underestimated his brother. But the power of a low-class warrior is nothing against an elite Saiyan, and Kakarot will soon come to find that out. Raditz then dies. Gohan is unconscious once more, and he's not going to remember
Sorry,
any of
brother.
this, thankfully,
Lord have
which is
mercy.
probably for the better because he did just kill his uncle. Goku still thinks it's a bit ironic, but hey, better than Gohan killing him. Krillin, Bulma, and Roshi recently arrived as well. Seeing the final outcome of this battle, it looks like it's in the Sun family's blood to accidentally kill your relatives as a great ape. Great. Gohan's going to be a monster too. And with that, we'll leave off here.
What runs in the
What do you
family,
guys
huh?
think about this part, and what's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below.
It runs in the family, bro. Lord have mercy. Oh my God, bro. Sorry, Raditz. I thought maybe you was gonna survive that shit. I was wrong. I was wrong. Anyway, so because when we started from the last time, Cell Saga? Yeah. No, Saiyan
Last
Saga.
time,
Yeah, Saiyan
we
Saga.
began as
Yeah, Saiyan Saga. I'm tripping.
scenario where Saiyan tails grew back. Goku made the best out of this, but unfortunately for Raditz, it resulted in his death. So,
I
how
packed
this change
up.
the Saiyan saga going forward? We'll cover all that and more in the second part of What If Saiyan Tails Grew Back. Of course, now that everyone knows that the Saiyans are arriving in a year, they're going to have to train in
Time
preparation.
to lock in.
Krillin's
Oh,
definitely on
damn.
Goku's side. And Goku wonders how Gohan's going to be involved in this.
Yeah, again. So no King Kai, no Kaioken, no Spirit Bound. And no 10 times Earth normal gravity and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
He thinks
10
it might actually be
Gs.
good for him to get involved here, and Piccolo definitely thinks the same. He really needs to train up that kid because based on his power in this fight, it could be really useful to have if he actually gets control of it. And Piccolo offers to train him, but there's no need. Goku's still here, so Goku of course is going to be the one to train Gohan. He already has, and he just needs to train him a bit further. He only knows the basics of martial arts so far, but he's clearly not ready for battle. There is a lot of work that needs to be done. Plus, Goku needs to work on his own power too. Sure, he has that transformation, but look at what happened with Raditz. In their bases alone, Raditz was definitely way stronger than Goku. And when fighting the Saiyans, what if they end up having the same form as him? Goku doesn't think either of them will because when Raditz saw Goku transform, he looked pretty surprised, like he never saw something like that before.
Yep.
What Goku does know is that they will have that giant monkey form.
Yeah.
And if they end up using it in battle, that ruins Goku's advantage because there's no point in him transforming. If the Saiyans he face are stronger than him in base, then his transformation won't matter as long as they can transform too. He does find it interesting that they had that fake moon thing, but now that he's seen that, he knows to expect it from Vegeta and Nappa whenever they show up. That would have been really useful for him during his training with Kami, but he doesn't need that anymore. He could use this power without the moon, or turning into a giant ape in general. He needs to work on it a little bit more, but it could be pretty reliable. So everyone begins training.
Cause what Nappa shit, what 4K? So what he'd be at 40,000. Vegeta's what 18,000. So what 180 for his ass. Ooh shit. Him going great if it's not good at all.
And Piccolo ends up joining Goku. As Vegeta and Nappa get closer and closer to Earth, they're trying to think of what to do here because they obviously did hear what happened with Kakarot and Raditz. Apparently, Kakarot used the power of a great ape without actually transforming into a great ape, which really does intrigue Vegeta and Nappa. They've never seen anything like it. Did Kakarot discover some new power beyond great ape, or is it just the same exact thing, just without turning giant? And it's something that can be done willingly without the need of a power ball or a full moon. It does sound to Vegeta like it's the same power, just changed a little bit. But Earth does have two pretty interesting things. First of all, Kakarot, who could use the power of a great ape at will, and then his son, a hybrid Saiyan, who apparently was pretty strong. Vegeta could definitely see the potential here. Back to Earth, let's cover some of the training. Gohan definitely learns a lot more in this training because even though he had some martial arts experience, he never had actual combat experience, besides fighting Raditz. And he kind of just lost control there. That was just due to anger. Goku wants to see if Gohan can learn to control that power somehow because the power that he showed against Raditz was really interesting. He's seen Gohan's power flare up before during their own training, but never like that. That was an actual threat he was facing, and that was the first time he showed power to that level. So Gohan grows, but he doesn't grow a ton. The biggest change is that now he actually has confidence in battle. He can actually fight if he needs to, and he's confident. He's not going to freeze up. Which Goku, of course, was worried about because he's just a kid. His only combat experience was being kidnapped and nearly killed by his uncle. Everyone else grows pretty much the same, and the biggest difference here is that Goku doesn't grow the same because, first of all, he's not on King Kai's planet. He's not benefiting from the 10 times gravity there, nor is he learning techniques like the Spirit Bomb or Kaioken. What he does have is Wrathful, and he works on trying to make that better. After his battle with Raditz, he was able to access the form willingly, but it required a lot of concentration and, more importantly, a lot of anger to trigger it. But over this time, it's become a lot easier for him to actually tap into the power. It's not like he can make it stronger or anything, but he can make it easier to utilize. The greatest thing about it is that when he transforms into this, he wasn't draining a lot of his energy. Of course, he has no clue what Kaioken or Super Saiyan are here, but in comparison to those two things, it's not energy intensive like Super Saiyan, nor is it like Kaioken where it's energy intensive and stresses the body out a ton. After a certain amount of time, the only type of strain he feels with this is just, well, mental strain, because he has to be really angry to use the form. But he can control his anger a lot better, so this is also kind of good training for him mentally too. He's a lot more in tune with his emotions, which is pretty great. Plus, again, the biggest upside here is that he's not dead, and hopefully it stays that way. The Saiyans, of course, eventually show up, and we have the same exact group that encounters them, except this time, Goku is there. Otherwise, it's the same group. First off, Nappa sends out the Cybermen. Krillin takes out a couple of them, and then Yamcha goes after one of them. Yamcha almost actually dies to one of the Cybermen, but Goku's able to intervene the last second, killing the Cybermen before he could self-destruct and kill him and Yamcha in the process.
Lucky son of a bitch.
One actually goes after Gohan, and he's able to actually defeat that Cyberman.
Okay,
but they're all
Gohan.
defeated, and thankfully no one died here, with Goku mostly hanging back, letting his friends handle this.
Okay, Gohan.
Control, which is pretty impressive because those Cybermen are like one Raditz. So that makes Goku pretty confident. The group's doing well here. But Vegeta and Nappa notice that Goku's hanging back, almost like he's too confident in his friends. Well, he is. The Cybermen weren't too big of an issue, and he knew they could handle them. But he's the main event, and Nappa's tired of waiting. He's gonna fight Kakarot first. So he challenges him, and Goku accepts it. Their 1v1 begins. Like I mentioned, Goku obviously wasn't with King Kai, so he probably wouldn't be as strong as he was normally here. I think he would still be stronger than Nappa, but by a small amount, not by a decisive amount. In base, he's slightly above Nappa. So he fights, and it's a little bit tough, but he ends up winning in the end. Nappa can't believe the power he's witnessing from this low-class warrior. The worst part is, he didn't even use that power of the Grade 8 form. That was just his regular power, which is worrisome. Goku then sets his sights on Vegeta. But before they fight, Nappa then gets back up. He's angered. Kakarot held back while defeating him. He's too confident, and he needs to put Kakarot in his place. He'll make Kakarot use his full power. So, he then turns to Gohan, rushing towards him as he charges Ki, ready to attack Gohan. This should make Kakarot stop holding back. And it does. Goku, of course, sees this, and instantly he goes into his wrathful form, moving to Nappa so quickly that he can't even react. And with a single attack, he defeats Nappa for good, knocking him completely unconscious. Vegeta reaches down to the unconscious Nappa, and then flings him up into the sky to kill him. He has no use for Nappa anymore.
GG.
And they get to see how truly cruel Vegeta is. But as for Kakarot, he does seem pretty interesting. To think a low-class warrior could get a power like that. Of course, when not relying on that power, he's not too impressive. But he did defeat Nappa, who was pretty high up. It's a shame he's not Saiyan-like. Vegeta feels like he would have been a really good addition to the crew with his power. But this is where Kakarot dies. So now the next fight begins. Goku versus Vegeta. All of Goku's friends are there ready to help when they can, but Goku wants to do this alone.
Yeah,
stand back. Lost yet. Once he loses, they can jump in. He's adamant about doing this alone. The two fight, and once more, Goku still isn't using his full power in Wrathful. He kind of wants to win this without relying on that. But Vegeta knows Kakarot obviously has that power locked away, so he wonders why he's not using it. Well, it's also kind of strategic, and Goku obviously doesn't say this out loud, but he knows that once he uses it, Vegeta might try and transform into a Grade 8 himself, and the fight will just be the same, except both of their powers get multiplied. Plus, it would be more satisfying to have a regular fight in base. But his base power definitely isn't enough here, and Vegeta wants him to take this more seriously. Vegeta is able to overwhelm him, and it looks like Goku loses at first. Goku did just have two fights back-to-back, and he's not too injured, but he's a little winded. And Vegeta is now determined to draw that power out of Goku, so he holds up a hand, charging a Ki Blast in it, slowly walking over towards Goku. Vegeta's fully powered up, and nothing Goku can do can hurt him right now. Vegeta says once this attack is fully charged up, he's going to launch it at Kakarot. He's not going to have any defense for it unless he actually transforms, threatening to kill him and all of his friends. But Goku then senses a huge power nearby. It's one of his allies trying to get involved, but the ally is Gohan. Watching Goku threaten like this again,
leave my daddy alone!
and now he has a much better control of his powers, so the timing is much better for it too. He shouts out to Vegeta to leave his father alone, just like he did.
Don't make him use headbutt.
Vegeta's elated. He kind of wanted to see this too because he got a glimpse of this with Raditz' fight. Gohan gets a rage boost, but then something else on top of that. He flies in to attack Vegeta, and Vegeta actually feels the pain from it. That must have been a fluke. There's no way a Saiyan child is this strong. Gohan tries to fight Vegeta, and Vegeta can notice he's different. He looks like Kakarot just did when he briefly transformed. He has yellow eyes and his hair is standing up. Goku then jumps in too.
Gohan got wrathful at that young age, bro. Little demon. Little goddamn demon.
Calm Gohan down because otherwise he'll be completely uncontrolled. Goku actually got control of the Great Ape form before he used the wrathful form. As for Gohan, he didn't do that. Well, not entirely. He has transformed previously, and it seems basically out of instinct, after seeing Goku do this beforehand, Gohan tried to tap in those same reserves. But it is fleeting. It's only around for a few seconds, and then Gohan goes back to normal. He didn't even realize what happened, but he got a few good hits on Vegeta. But now seeing that Goku's okay, he's calmed down. Well, Goku definitely has to deal with that later on.
You lucky you use headbutt, nigga.
Just like Vegeta wanted.
You lucky.
And Vegeta got to see Gohan do the same thing. Temporarily, Gohan was a bit stronger than Vegeta. And as of now, with Goku using his form too, he is stronger than Vegeta, by a pretty large margin. And Goku tries to make the fight quick. He can't have Vegeta transforming himself.
Yeah.
Or if he does transform, he at least needs to get his tail off. So they're focused on that. His wrathful form gets him far above Vegeta, but he knows if Vegeta transforms, they're done for. Vegeta's trying to kill everyone, and Goku can't risk that. So during the fight, the first thing he does is actually go for Vegeta's tail. And with an advantage in power and speed, he's able to outspeed Vegeta, and also briefly stun him. Then going for the tail, cleanly taking it off. Which enrages Vegeta to no end because first of all, he cut off his tail. Of course
no
he's
chump.
mad about that.
No
But
chump
second of all,
card.
he realized what Kakarot's doing here. He's preventing him from using that same power, so he can't use it in this fight. With that, Kakarot basically won the battle. It's a sneaky move, and it's a sign of disrespect, and Vegeta's not going to stand for it. Quickly he backs off, and then jumps into the sky. There's one way to actually kill
air this bitch out.
And he begins charging a Gallic gun, aimed directly at the planet itself. He's not even aiming for Goku or anyone around him, just the actual planet. This will go right to the core, and Vegeta will escape in time before the planet explodes. As for the rest of them, they'll all be stuck here on a destroyed planet. But as Vegeta launches the beam, Goku goes right below it, charging his own Kamehameha quickly. His blast goes straight upwards. Vegeta briefly struggles against it, but he can't overpower the attack. His beam is completely engulfed by Goku's, and then he's engulfed by Goku's attack. But at the last second, Goku dials it back because he doesn't want to kill Vegeta. So he takes the full force of the blast, and he's sent flying up into the sky. A few moments later, he then falls down, injured and defeated, crashing into the dirt nearby. The rest of the group walks over. It's a good thing they trained just in case, but it is also good that they didn't need a fight here because Vegeta definitely would have been too much for all of them. Even combined, they don't know if their power would have been enough to fight him. Individually, definitely not, so it's probably best that Goku handled it. But now, they need to decide what they do with Vegeta. And everyone pretty much agrees that, yeah, they should kill him.
Take him off the census, bro. Put that man on a t-shirt.
Yamcha would too. Maybe Chaozu does too because he's a psycho freak, and he wants to see someone die today. But Goku's the one to speak against this. He doesn't think it's worth it to kill Vegeta, and he doesn't think there's a reason to kill him either. They defeated Vegeta, and if he comes back, they'll just defeat him again. Plus, Goku would like to fight him again. Vegeta's embarrassed and heavily injured, and his pride is shattered. He lost to Kakarot, and he got spared.
A low-class warrior.
While his tail is going to grow back, Kakarot still cut off his tail mid-battle. He knew it would have caused Vegeta to win, and it was a sneaky trick. Vegeta can't believe he fell for that. He's able to call his ship and then escape. This isn't the last they'll see of him, and Goku knows that. That's why he kept Vegeta alive. He does want to see him again. He immediately leaves Earth, going back to a Frieza Force base to heal.
I'll be back, you
What is Vegeta going to do after this? Well, he's not going to go to Namek because he doesn't know about the Dragon Balls, and thankfully, nor does Frieza. That was never discussed over the Scouter, and Vegeta actually went to Earth because he was more interested in Goku's power, plus there was that hybrid Saiyan there too, but he left empty-handed. No extra Saiyans, no new power, no Dragon Balls. Frieza still did spy on their crew though. While he didn't hear anything about Dragon Balls, he does know about Vegeta's secret mission and that there's another Saiyan on Earth. But right now that doesn't matter. What matters right now is what Vegeta's going to do next, and he doesn't know either. His tail does grow back. Unlike the normal story, of course it's going to grow back here. It was only gone temporarily. But it gets Vegeta thinking, if he had that same power, he would have won there. Plus, that power seems great to have in general, so why would he not want it? So he's going to have to work on that. He's going to have to figure out how Kakarot got that power and what it even is in the first place, what caused it to happen. And even that kid seemed to get it temporarily, although it seemed completely unintentional and just very instinctive. Maybe he'll have to train further with Great Ape first. He has complete control over it already, but there's got to be something he's missing. He doesn't know how Kakarot unlocked it or how he can unlock it, but nevertheless, he'll figure it out. And this is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part and what's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure
Bro
to
got blitz. Bro got blitz, bro. Yeah, you can't have that boy going. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I love about Sparking Zero, man. Those Sparking episodes, man. Oh, so tough, man. When Goku went Super Saiyan against Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, oh, that was tough. Oh, that was so beautiful. God damn it. God damn it. I need more of that, bro. I need more of those Sparking episodes, man. Or freaking overhaul custom battles, bro. That shit is ass. That's why I fuck with Steph Key shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Steph Key, you know what I'm saying, doing custom battle shits, but taking it to another level. You know what I mean? With the mods and whatnot. Because I was gonna be in custom battles to the I don't know what, like hopefully one day they do that. Just overhaul that shit. Because like I like the concept. It's just the execution is ass. You know, this is very limited. Very limited, bro. Because everybody kept doing the same old shit, bro. The Kaba versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Time Chamber shit. I'm like, bro, y'all do something else, please. But I understand too, it's limited on top of that. You feel me? So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. So you gonna spare that nigga? But then again, he didn't get killed. Now I mean, right? It's Gohan did, but it's crazy, bro. But still, you gonna spare that nigga though, but not your own family, bro. Crazy, bro. They really be your own people. They really be. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, Wrathful. Niggas getting Wrathful early in Z. It's kind of crazy, bro. The whole timeline different, bro. It's like, again, like I said in the last time, Namek Saga, them trenches, bro. Niggas in them trenches, the field, bro. You have to move correctly, bro. Otherwise, you would get taken off the senses, bro. Bro, you get caught lacking, that's it. That's it. The wrong person catch you on Namek. That was it, bro. You're done. Oh, man. So, yeah, no Dragon Balls. No Namek. So, are we going to Namek next episode? I wonder. Anyway. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed your reaction, hit the video up with a like, comment down below, and subscribe. You feel me? Subscribe to Saiyan Saiyan. Get brought to 500K type beat. Yeah. But yeah, love y'all. Thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all the next one. Peace.